Hello, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes, and the more astute of you may notice some minor changes. Yeah, took it off, had a little haircut and a beard trim. Rachel Reeves, going to be a lot of stories about her over the next couple of days, I'm afraid, but you know, we'll plod through, we'll get through them. She has been accused of plotting to basically enable a £1.6 trillion, what's being called pork barrel stitch-up. This is in order to try and, I suppose, save Labour's bacon, if we're going to continue the pork analogy. The plan is that she's going to overtax the south of England, the middle classes, etc., to try then to build a war chest in order to splash the cash on the grim north, on the poorer sections, in the Labour heartlands, etc. It's a very cynical attempt to do this. It won't actually work. It will alienate a lot more people. And of course, the way that Labour do anything is the last thing they actually want is to lift people out of poverty, because when people are lifted out of poverty, they don't vote Labour. What they want to do is just give them enough sprinkling that they think they're getting something valuable, when in actual fact, they're actually just still being kept in poverty, just with a few extra grains of sugar on top. But this multi-trillion pound investment programme that she's planning is designed to funnel these billions of pounds into each of these traditional Labour heartlands. And they're going to do it by putting the money into the hands of the regional mayors, especially the Labour-controlled ones, and allowing spending to be loosened so that these mayors can spend it on certain things that they want. Of course, it's not all going to be funded from taxation. Some of it is going to come from even further borrowing. You wonder how much. But she has changed the fiscal rules to free up spending capacity, as they call it, and this is paving this way for this 1.64 trillion in what they're calling state-directed investment. Basically, it's communism, isn't it? It's a planned political economy, and they never ever end well. This is also going to be slewed across a lot of sectors, but with a lot, strangely, put into infrastructure strategy and energy, thus giving Ed Miliband an awful lot of power to spend an awful lot of money on an awful lot of shit that nobody wants, and which is actually going to be wasted. But people like Andy Burnham will be given billions in order to spend it on where he can identify at a local level the Labour voters live, and so make Labour voters' lives very slightly less shit. Now, independent economic consultants left, right and centre are slagging this off. They're saying it's a terrible idea. It's growth has to be organic, not directed. Governments haven't got a clue because they're too far removed from where the money is being spent. And although, yes, the historic centres of Labour voting are in the old, sort of the grim north, the pit towns and so forth, or the what were previously industrial heartland towns, a lot of them have gone now. They're not the same. And Labour have alienated people because of various policies. The one thing that is resonating is a stance against immigration. And I'm afraid there's only one party that's going to benefit from that. And so what you're going to end up with is these exceedingly rich mayors, basically like potentates, splashing the cash and saying, please love me. Basically what they're doing is buying their friends. And when you buy a friend, what you're buying is company. Prostitution, really. You're not buying a friend. The people who you're buying still loathe you, but they'll still take your money. You know, we aren't talking tarts with a heart of gold here. It's all very, very mercenary, really. But taxpayers notionally throughout the country will be paying a little bit extra to do this, but it's only on average. Mostly it's the south and the southeast, because no one else is going to pay anything, really. because it's the south and southeast that are going to be taxed heaviest. That's why they're doing all these mansion taxes. There's not that many mansions up north, but there's quite a few that hit it, especially in the home counties, London, of course, the Cotswolds, all the nice places. It's another one of those things that's bound to fail. It's like the last time Labour were in, they tried that PFI, didn't they? Let's just do all this borrowing, but put it off book so it doesn't look like we're borrowing. No, but you're still paying for it 20 odd years later. And when a hospital that should have cost 2 billion ends up costing 20 billion because of PFI and Gordon Brown being a dick, this is going to end badly as well. Social infrastructure investment. Yeah, that's got this stench of corruption written all through it, hasn't it? But it won't matter. It's going to fail. Energy costs are still going to go up because Miliband's got the hard-on for that. And, of course, with energy going up, it means the cost of everything goes up. And there'll be no investment. And, of course, you have to wonder who the hell they're going to tax. Because all the rich people are going. I know this. But it's not there. And with Ofgem now allowing energy companies to cancel the bills of non-payers and then adding that cost onto the bills of those who do pay, this is a serious thing. This is what Ofgem are doing. So what's happening is the lowest paid or the lowest rung of society suddenly go, do you know what, I can't afford my electricity bill, I'm not going to pay it. And Ofgem will just write it off. But they'll say, right, that's 360 quid. Well, that's got to be added on to everyone else's. Everyone else is going to have to pay a penny. And you think, well, that's okay. But then someone else, and then someone else, and someone else. And the next thing you know, your electricity bill's gone up £100 a month. And then all of a sudden, all those people who could afford to pay it, can't afford to pay it, they're not paying it. And eventually, what will happen is nobody in the country pays the electricity bill. And there'll be one poor bastard in the southeast getting a bill of £12 million a week. That's how it's going to happen. You see, it's madness. It's just not going to happen. And indeed, that would be a good idea, isn't it? I mean, there's a possibility. We all just cancel all our electricity bills overnight. Just do it. Boom. Wow, we could break the system, couldn't we? Please, somebody start that. I'm up in line for that. I don't care. But there we go. So it's tax the wealthy in the southeast, blow it all in the Labour heartlands of the north, and then hope that the Labour heartlands in the north are stupid enough to think that life is going to get better, when it won't. Because under Labour, it never does. It can't. Labour cannot cure poverty. Labour need it. Without poverty, there is no Labour. Let me know what you think. Thanks very much. Take care. Goodbye.